Ethan Cross died for the first time at 11:47 p.m. on a Wednesday. The drunk driver never saw the red light. Ethan did. Saw the headlights coming. Saw the grille of the F-150 filling his peripheral vision. Saw his hands gripping the steering wheel uselessly as 2 tons of American steel closed the distance at 40 miles per hour. Then everything stopped. Not stopped. Shifted. Ethan was still in his car. Still at the intersection. But the world had taken on a strange quality. Muted colors. Silence so complete it felt like being underwater. And in front of him, overlaid on reality like a transparent film, he saw what was about to happen. The truck hit his driver's side door. Metal crumpled. Glass exploded. His body snapped sideways against the seatbelt. His head cracked the window. Blood. Screaming. Darkness. Then the vision ended. Ethan gasped. The world snapped back to normal. Full color. Full sound. The truck was still coming, but it hadn't reached him yet. He had maybe 2 seconds. His foot slammed the accelerator. The Honda lurched forward. The truck missed his bumper by inches and T-boned the car behind him instead. Ethan didn't stop. Didn't look back. His hands were shaking so badly he could barely hold the wheel. He pulled into a gas station 3 blocks away and sat in the parking lot, breathing hard, his heart trying to punch through his ribs. He'd seen his own death. And then he'd avoided it. Ethan spent the next week convincing himself it was adrenaline. Just sleep deprivation. The brain did weird things under pressure. Time dilation. Hyper-awareness. Fight or flight response cranked to 11. Except it kept happening. Not often. Not predictably. Only when death was imminent and certain. A ladder falling at the construction site where Ethan worked as a project manager. He saw it topple. Saw it hit him. Saw his skull cave in. Then snapped back and dove sideways 1 second before impact. A gas leak in his apartment building. He saw the explosion. Saw himself engulfed in flame. Saw his skin blacken and peel. Then came back and evacuated 30 seconds before the building went up. A mugging gone wrong. 3 guys. 1 with a knife. Ethan saw the blade slide between his ribs. Saw himself bleeding out on the pavement. Then returned and ran the other direction before they even approached. Each time was the same. 10 seconds of preview. Death shown in perfect, horrifying detail. Then a snap back to the present with just enough time to change the outcome. Ethan started calling it the Flash. He didn't tell anyone. Who would believe him? Who would understand? He was 31 years old. Lived alone in Queens. No family. Few friends. The kind of person who could disappear and it would take a week before anyone noticed. Now he was the guy who couldn't die. Or more accurately, the guy who saw death coming and got out of the way. The rules revealed themselves slowly. The Flash only triggered when death was certain and immediate. Not risk. Not danger. Actual, guaranteed death within the next 10 seconds if Ethan did nothing. The vision was always first person. Always his perspective. Always showed exactly what would happen if he maintained his current course of action. The preview lasted exactly 10 seconds in vision time but occurred instantaneously in real time. No time passed during the Flash. It was pure precognition. And the cooldown was unpredictable. Sometimes Ethan could trigger it twice in one day. Sometimes it wouldn't activate for weeks. There was no pattern he could find. What he did discover was that the Flash was exhausting. Not physically. Mentally. Each vision left him drained. Nauseous. Like his brain had been overclocked and forced to process information it wasn't designed to handle. After 3 flashes in 2 days, Ethan slept for 16 hours straight and woke up with a migraine that lasted 3 days. The ability was saving his life. But it was also wearing him down. Ethan became paranoid. He started avoiding anything that might trigger the Flash. Stopped driving unless absolutely necessary. Took the stairs instead of elevators. Avoided crowds. Stayed away from construction sites despite his job requiring him to be on them. His boss noticed. "You sick, Cross? You've called out 4 times this month." "Just dealing with some stuff." "What kind of stuff?" "The kind where I keep almost dying and seeing my own corpse," Ethan thought. Out loud he said, "Personal stuff." His boss wasn't sympathetic. Figure it out or find another job. We've got deadlines. Ethan quit 3 days later. He couldn't explain that every time he walked onto a site, his body was screaming danger. That he was waiting for the flash to show him crushed under a beam or electrocuted by faulty wiring or buried under a trench collapse. He couldn't live like that. So he stopped living, started existing instead. He took a night shift at a warehouse. Stocking shelves. Minimal human contact. Minimal risk. 8 hours of monotonous, safe, soul-crushing routine. The flash didn't trigger once in 4 months. Ethan told himself this was better. Safer. Smarter. He was lying. The change came on a Tuesday. Ethan was walking home from the subway when he heard the scream. Woman's voice. Alley to his left. Followed by male laughter. Multiple voices. Every instinct told him to keep walking. Mind your business. Don't be a hero. You're not equipped for this. But his feet stopped anyway. Ethan looked down the alley. Saw 3 men. 1 woman backed against the wall. One of the men had a knife. This wasn't his problem. He should walk away. Should call 911 and let professionals handle it. Instead, Ethan stepped into the alley. Hey! All 4 people turned. The men looked annoyed. The woman looked terrified. Walk away, man, one of them said. This doesn't concern you. Let her go. The guy with the knife laughed. Or what? Ethan's mouth was dry. His heart was hammering. This was stupid. Monumentally stupid. He had no weapons. No training. No plan. Or I call the cops. Go ahead. The man with the knife moved toward Ethan. And the flash triggered. Ethan saw it all in perfect, crystalline detail. The man closed the distance. Knife flow. Aiming for Ethan's stomach. Ethan tried to dodge, but he was too slow. The blade punched through his jacket. Through his shirt. Through skin and muscle. He felt it. Actually felt the cold steel sliding between his ribs. He tried to grab the man's wrist, but his hands were slippery with blood. His own blood. He stumbled backward. Hit the ground. The man stood over him. Brought the knife down again. And again. And again. Ethan's vision darkened. His lungs filled with blood. He tried to breathe and couldn't. Tried to scream and couldn't. Just lay there drowning on dry land while the woman screamed and the other 2 men laughed. Then the flash ended. Ethan snapped back. The man was still 5 feet away. The knife was still low. Everything was about to happen exactly as he'd seen. Unless he changed it. Ethan didn't think. Didn't plan. Just acted. He charged. Not away from the knife. Toward it. Inside the man's reach before he could adjust. Ethan drove his shoulder into the guy's chest. They both went down. The knife clattered away. The other 2 men rushed in. Ethan took a punch to the jaw. Another to the ribs. He swung wildly. Connected with something. Heard a grunt. Then he heard sirens. The men scattered. Ran deeper into the alley and disappeared. Ethan lay on the ground, bleeding from his mouth, his ribs screaming, his hands shaking. The woman knelt beside him. Are you okay? Ethan laughed. It hurt. I don't know. You saved me. Yeah. Why? Good question. Why had he done that? Why had he risked the flash showing him his own death? Why had he charged a man with a knife when every logical part of his brain was screaming to run? Someone had to, Ethan said. The police took statements. Paramedics checked him out. Bruised ribs. Split lip. Nothing serious. The woman's name was Maya. She gave Ethan her number. Said she wanted to thank him properly once the shock wore off. Ethan went home and stared at the ceiling for 3 hours. He'd seen his own death. Had felt the knife slide into his body. Had experienced bleeding out on filthy concrete. And then he changed it. Not by running. Not by avoiding. By acting. The flash had shown him the worst possible outcome. But it had also shown him where the knife would be. How the man would move. Where to position himself to avoid the fatal strike. The ability wasn't just a warning. It was information. And information could be used. Ethan started testing the limits. Not recklessly. He wasn't suicidal. But deliberately. Carefully. Pushing closer to situations that might trigger the flash to see what he could learn. He went back to construction sites. Not as an employee. Just walking past. Watching. Waiting. Twice the flash triggered. Both times from falling objects. Both times Ethan saw exactly where the debris would land. Both times he warned the workers in time. They thought he had good instincts. Sharp eyes. Ethan didn't correct them. He started taking the subway during rush hour. Crowded platforms. Pushy commuters. The kind of environment where people got hurt. The flash triggered once. Showed him falling onto the tracks. Showed the train hitting him. Showed his body being dragged under the wheels. But it also showed him who pushed him. The angle. The timing. When the moment came, Ethan shifted his weight. Bumped the guy first. Broke the chain of events that would have led to his death. The man didn't even realize what almost happened. But Ethan did. Maya called 2 weeks after the alley incident. I owe you dinner. Or drinks. Or both. They met at a bar in Brooklyn. She was a nurse. 28. Smart. Funny. Had a way of looking at Ethan that made him feel seen in a way he hadn't experienced in years. So what's your deal? She asked after the second drink. Most guys would have kept walking. But you didn't. I don't know. Felt like the right thing to do. That's it? Just felt right? Ethan shrugged. Sometimes you see something happening and you know you'll regret it if you don't act. So you act. Maya studied him. You're not like most people. Is that good or bad? Haven't decided yet. They talked for 3 hours. About nothing important. About everything important. Ethan found himself relaxing in a way he hadn't in months. When they left the bar, Maya kissed him. I'd like to see you again, she said. Yeah. Me too. As Ethan walked home, he realized something had shifted. For the first time since the flash started, he wasn't thinking about death. Wasn't waiting for the next vision. Wasn't terrified of what tomorrow might bring. He was thinking about Maya. About possibility. About life. They dated for 3 months before Ethan told her. Not everything. Not the full truth. But enough. They were at his apartment. Movie night. Maya had her head on his shoulder when Ethan said, I need to tell you something. This sounds serious. It is. Sort of. I don't know. Maya sat up. You're freaking me out. I see things. Before they happen. Not all the time. Just when something bad is about to happen. And I can change it. Maya was quiet for a long moment. Like premonitions? Kind of more specific. 10 seconds into the future. But only when I'm about to die. He expected skepticism. Disbelief. Maybe laughter. Instead, Maya said, Is that why you were in the alley that night? You saw what was going to happen. No. That was just instinct. The vision came after. When the guy with the knife came at me, I saw him stab me. Saw myself die. Then I came back and changed it. How often does this happen? Used to be a lot. I was avoiding everything. Living scared. Now I'm more proactive. Testing it. Learning from it. Maya was quiet again. Processing. Then she said, Show me. What? If you can see death coming, prove it. Do something that would trigger it. That's insane. So is what you're telling me. But I believe you. Think. I just need to see it. Ethan took her to a gun range. Not to shoot. To stand down range. The owner was a friend from his construction days. Owed Ethan a favor. Let them in after hours with minimal questions. Ethan stood behind the firing line. Maya stood at the 7-yard mark with a steel plate. This is crazy, Ethan said. You said you see it coming. That you can dodge. I said I see it 10 seconds before it happens. That doesn't mean I'm bulletproof. So don't get shot. Maya picked up a .22 pistol. Smallest caliber. Least lethal. Still more than enough to kill at this range. You sure about this? Ethan asked. Are you? Ethan walked downrange. Stood next to the target. His heart was hammering. This was the stupidest thing he'd ever done. If the flash didn't trigger, if he was wrong about how it worked. Mind. The flash triggered. Ethan saw the bullet leave the barrel. Saw it cross the distance in slow motion. Saw it punch through his chest. Saw himself collapse. Saw Maya screaming. Then he snapped back. The gun wasn't fired yet. Maya's finger was on the trigger, but she hadn't squeezed. Ethan dove left. Half a second later, the shot rang out. The bullet hit the steel plate exactly where Ethan had been standing. He stood up slowly. His legs were shaking. His hands were trembling. He just let someone shoot at him to prove a point. Maya lowered the gun. Her face was pale. Holy shit. Yeah. You really saw it. I really saw it. She crossed the range and grabbed him. Held him tight. Don't ever make me do that again. Wasn't planning on it. The ability became part of their relationship. Not something they talked about often, but their present. A shared secret. Maya started noticing when Ethan tensed in crowds. When his eyes went distant for a microsecond before he pulled her in a different direction. Flash? She'd ask. Flash. They were at a street fair when it happened. Ethan saw the truck jump the curb. Saw it plow through the crowd. Saw bodies flying, including Maya's. He grabbed her and ran. Pulled her into a storefront 30 seconds before the truck lost control and killed 4 people. Maya was shaking. You saw that? Yeah. Did you see me? Ethan didn't answer. Didn't need to. Maya held him tighter. Thank you. 6 months into the relationship, Ethan got a visit from a man in a suit. His name was Agent Wilson. FBI. He showed credentials and asked if Ethan had time to talk. About what? About your impressive track record of avoiding death. Ethan's blood went cold. I don't know what you're talking about. Car accident in Queens. Avoided by last-second acceleration. Building explosion. You evacuated minutes before. Subway platform incident. You moved before you were pushed. Construction site accidents. You warned workers before debris fell. Street fair. You pulled your girlfriend out of the path of a truck before it jumped the curb. Wilson laid out photos. Surveillance footage. Reports. A timeline of near-death experiences spanning 18 months. You're either the luckiest man alive, Wilson said, or you're something else. I'm lucky. I don't believe in luck. I believe in patterns. And your pattern suggests precognitive abilities. Ethan wanted to run. Wanted to deny everything. But Wilson had evidence. Had footage. Had witnesses. What do you want? Ethan asked. Cooperation. We're building a program. People with minimal abilities. We could use someone like you. Someone like me. Someone who sees death coming and gets out of the way. That's useful. In the right circumstances. I'm not interested. Wilson handed him a card. Think about it. We're not asking you to be a superhero. Just to help when lives are at stake. Your ability could save people. Or get me killed. You've been almost killed a dozen times in the last year. Somehow you're still here. I'm offering you a chance to do something meaningful with that. Wilson left. Ethan stared at the card for an hour. He told Maya that night. They want me to work for them. Use the flash to prevent deaths. What do you want? I don't know. Part of me thinks it's insane. Part of me thinks it's the only thing that makes sense. I can see death coming. Maybe I'm supposed to do something with that. Maya was quiet for a long time. Then she said, my brother died 3 years ago. Drunk driver. He was crossing the street. Guy ran a red light. Killed him instantly. I'm sorry. I think about it sometimes. If someone had been there. If someone had seen it coming and pulled him out of the way. How different things would be. Maya. I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm saying maybe you can. And maybe that matters. Ethan called Wilson the next day. The training was brutal. Not physical. Mental. Psychological. They pushed him into situations that triggered the flash. Made him watch his own death dozens of times. Made him learn to function through the fear. They taught him to read the visions. To extract information. To predict outcomes based on the 10-second preview. They paired him with other minimal expressions. People with abilities that were just barely superhuman. A woman who could sense danger within 20 feet. Not see it, just feel it. Like an early warning system. A man who could slow his heart rate to near-death levels and survive without oxygen for 7 minutes. A teenager who had perfect reflexes but only when his life was threatened. They called themselves the Close Call Unit. Not heroes. Not soldiers. Just people with narrow abilities trying to prevent the worst possible outcomes. The first mission was a hostage situation. Bank robbery gone wrong. 5 gunmen. 12 hostages. Local police in standoff. No clear shot. No way in. Ethan's job was simple: get close enough to trigger the flash. See what would happen if they breached. Report back. He walked up to the police line. Told the commander he needed to get closer. Civilian access is restricted. Ethan showed his credentials. FBI consultant. Minimal expression specialist. The commander didn't look happy, but he let Ethan through. Ethan got within 30 feet of the bank. Close enough to see the gunman through the windows. Close enough to hear the shouting. Close enough for the flash to trigger. The vision hit like a freight train. SWAT breaches through the front. Flashbangs. The gunmen panic. Start shooting. Hostages die. 8 of them. Including a kid. Maybe 10 years old. Ethan saw the bullet hit her. Saw her fall. Saw the blood spread across the marble floor. Then the flash ended. Ethan staggered backward. Threw up behind a police car. The commander approached. You okay? They can't breach the front. If they do, 8 hostages die. Including a child. How do you know that? I know. Trust me. They need to come through the roof. Side entrance. Anywhere but the front. The commander stared at him. You're sure? I'm sure. The breach happened 20 minutes later. Roof entry. SWAT dropped through skylights. Neutralized all 5 gunmen in under 30 seconds. 0 hostage casualties. Ethan sat in the command van afterward, shaking, his mind replaying the vision of the dead child over and over. Wilson approached. You did good. I saw them die. But they didn't. Because of you. This time. That's all any of us get. This time. Ethan ran 30 missions over the next year. Saved hundreds of lives. Maybe more. Lost track after a while. Each mission took pieces of him. Each vision wore him down. Each death he prevented was a death he'd experienced in the flash first. He started having nightmares. Not about dying. About the deaths that didn't happen. The alternate timelines where he failed. Where he was too slow. Where the flash triggered too late. Maya noticed. You're burning out. I'm fine. You're not. You're seeing death every day. That's not sustainable. People are alive because of me. And you're dying inside because of it. That's not a fair trade. Ethan wanted to argue. Wanted to say she was wrong. But she wasn't. The flash was saving lives. But it was destroying his. The breaking point came on a Tuesday. School shooting. Active shooter. 23 students trapped. Ethan went in with SWAT. The flash triggered the moment he entered the building. He saw the shooter. Saw himself turn the corner. Saw the gun. Saw the bullet hit his chest. Saw himself die in the hallway while children screamed. But he also saw where the shooter was standing. Saw the angle. Saw the timing. Ethan came back. Signaled SWAT. They breached from the opposite direction. Neutralized the shooter. Saved all 23 students. Ethan collapsed in the parking lot afterward. His chest hurt. Not from injury. From phantom pain. From feeling the bullet that never hit him. From experiencing death that never happened. Maya found him 2 hours later. Still sitting there. Staring at nothing. I can't do this anymore, Ethan said. Okay. I keep dying. Every mission. I die. I feel it. And then I come back and I'm supposed to just keep going like it didn't happen. You don't have to. But people will die if I don't. People die anyway, Ethan. You can't save everyone. But I can see them die. I can see it before it happens. How do I walk away from that? Maya sat next to him. The same way you'd walk away from anything else that's killing you. One step at a time. Ethan resigned from the close call unit 3 days later. Wilson tried to change his mind. Offered more money. Better support. Therapy. Whatever Ethan needed. But Ethan was done. He'd spent a year dying. Over and over. Experiencing death in 10-second increments and then living with the memory. He couldn't do it anymore. Maya took him to her family's cabin upstate. No cell service. No missions. No flash. For 2 weeks, Ethan existed without thinking about death. Slept without nightmares. Breathed without waiting for the next vision. It was the most peaceful 2 weeks of his life. When they came back to the city, Maya said, "What now?" "I don't know. Something quiet. Something safe. You're still going to see death coming." "I know. But I don't have to go looking for it." Ethan Cross is 34 now. 3 years since the Flash started. 2 years since he left the close call unit. He works as a safety inspector. Boring work. Predictable work. Work that keeps him away from situations where the Flash might trigger. It still happens. Maybe once every few months. A car accident. A mugging. Random chance putting him in the path of death. Each time he sees it, changes it, saves himself. But he doesn't go looking anymore. Doesn't put himself in situations where death is guaranteed. Doesn't volunteer for missions that require him to die repeatedly in his own mind. Maya's pregnant. Due in 4 months. They're having a boy. They've already picked out the name. Ethan Jr. He wonders if the ability will pass to his son. If the kid will grow up seeing death 10 seconds before it happens. If he'll have to teach him how to live with that. He hopes not. But if it does, he'll teach him what he learned. That seeing death coming is both a gift and a curse. That preventing one death means experiencing it first. That you can't save everyone no matter how hard you try. And that sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Ethan Cross can see 10 seconds into the future. But only when facing death. He spent a year trying to save everyone. Now he's just trying to save himself. And some days that's enough.